And we're all set for another edition of Webchat. In the Coach's Corner. It's Webchat with the Mayor for the first council week coming up here in the month of March. And outside of council business, Pat, I guess you had a conversation with the OLG yesterday as it relates to some changes coming down. Any implications for the city of Woodstock?
I don't believe there will be at the end of the day. If you go back to the Drummond report, one of the issues or one of the recommendations in the Drummond report was that he thought there was too many racetracks in Ontario. Yesterday, the finance minister in Ontario, along with the chairman of the lottery corporations, Mr. Godfrey, they announced significant changes in how the slots at racetracks and casinos will operate. The plan is to privatize them. So the indications we have are that officials yesterday indicated they'll be down in mid-April to explain the implications for Woodstock. Our little slot machines are, I think
they do well.
I think they are a success story for the Lottery Corporation. They started with 100 units here. I think they're up to 175 now. So we anticipate that regardless of what happens with horse racing, that the slot venue will continue to operate. And the early indications are that while they'll be coming up with a new formula as to what municipalities' share will be, it's anticipated that in Woodstock's case, that it would remain in the same, roughly the same amount.
Changes are coming, though, as to that was the indication yesterday that they're looking at that pool of money.
Well, that's I'm giving my opinion. They were really sketchy on the details because I don't think they've worked it. Well, they have worked it out, but they're probably waiting to announce it. But the minister indicated that what they'd like to see is more of the slot revenues go towards education and health care. The irony is that in Woodstock, 30% of our revenue we contribute to $350,000 to the hospital. We contribute about $180,000, $200,000 a year to our grants program, which is kind of a mini trillium grant program for the city of Woodstock. So in many ways, the direction that the province is moving, we're already there with how we handle our slot proceeds. The balance of our slot proceeds then basically go to our roads budget.
Right. Well, we'll look for more news on that in April. As for council coming up here on Thursday night, kind of a light budget. We are getting back into recycling talks and expanding the Woodstock program. What are we looking at here, Pat?
Well, this is a report from the Public Works Engineering Department indicating that in Woodstock, our diversion rate is 54%, and that's the diversion that doesn't go to the landfill. The provincial target is 60%. So it was a suggestion by staff as to how do we work our way up to the 60%. I think what's significant to realize that in Woodstock, our approximate number, that there's 189 kilograms per household diverted, where the provincial average is around 127. So the city of Woodstock, we're performing almost 50% better than the provincial average. So we're certainly ahead of where many municipalities are, certainly ahead of where the county is. And so we have a pretty good program, and the department is suggesting some incremental steps that we can take that will work us towards that 60% provincial target. So while it's ironic that while we're below the provincial target, we're certainly far ahead of what's happening across the province.
Okay, so we'll look for some more changes there, and some community grants talking about the slot money will be doled out as well on Thursday night. So we'll look forward to those stories and more. It's Adam Knipp and Pat Sobeski in the Coach's Corner. Webchat with the Mayor.